Hey guys, so I'm gonna sit in my car because I do a lot of my videos in my car, but I'm gonna talk to you today about something that I have spoke in little bits of in my other videos. You can actually see the reflection of my notes over here so that I don't lose track of what I'm trying to accomplish today. But I'm going to talk about the Ronald McDonald House Charities. If you guys actually, have been here for a while and follow along with my videos and stuff, you've probably seen that. I think it's been in at least 2 videos, just a little snippet, little information about the Ronald McDonald House Charity. But this time I want to make a full video as descriptive as I can. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm shaking the car. Now you guys see my Bucky. Anyway, you should see the setup that I have to try to fix this. I've got my sweatshirt in here stuffed into the steering wheel with my camera on it, or my phone on it, because I can't find my little thing that holds the camera. But we're making do, so if it falls, I apologize. But it wouldn't be the first video that I've made that has a camera fail. So anyways, we're going to talk about the Ronald McDonald House Charities. You guys know that I have specifically used the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Charlotte, of Greater Charlotte. I use that one frequently, have used it since Braden was born, still use it. The one in Winston-Salem, the Ronald McDonald House of the Piedmont Triad, it's in Winston-Salem. We have used that since before Braden was born, when I was pregnant. We still use it. We have used the Ronald McDonald House of Greenville, South Carolina. We don't use that one anymore because we don't see Shriners anymore. We have a different spine doctor, but we have used it many times. And then you guys all know the experience that I have with Cincinnati, but I have used it. So, the biggest thing is I feel like it's not like the Ronald McDonald House Charities is not a very known charity. Now, I know that a lot of people maybe in bigger places do. I know that it's not talked about where I live, so I don't know how popular it is in other places. I know that they, obviously have they're a big thing, so I guess they're more widely known than maybe around here. But I also know that they're not really talked about like some other organizations and stuff are. So I really want to touch on that. I want to give you guys from a person who has relied on it, who's used it, who's lived through the experiences of it, has needed their help. I really want to let you guys know personally what it's like, instead of going on Google and finding out, because as we know from one of the places I just mentioned, Google does not always tell you the truth. But in my personal experience with my son being sick and needing treatment, and before I gave birth to him, when I was pregnant and traveling out there for treatment and care because it's not available where I live, housing me and my husband when we needed it, and then after I gave birth until Braden was out of the NICU, and then when he had heart surgery, when we go to appointments, when we have treatments, all of that, and then accommodating my family when we do go is unreal. It's a phenomenal charity, and I think it deserves more recognition than it gets. Okay, so what is it? The Ronald McDonald House Charities is a charity, an organization that is basically, it's a house. So some of them are built, obviously they're different sizes. Some are really big, some are small, some are in between. Some of them are strips of actual homes that were previously there, and I guess they were donated or they were bought. I'm not for sure on that one, but they are built together then. So the Ronald McDonald House in Winston-Salem is several houses, like townhome type things, that have been bought, and then it's like a strip of them, and then they're closed in. So now it's one house. So they do vary in size. Some of them have a few rooms, some of them have several rooms, some of them have a ton of rooms. So it's a house with several rooms. Sorry. Each room comes with one bed, two beds. It comes with a private bathroom. It has like carpet. It's like really nice. Now they are different. So now that I said carpet, so the one in Greenville was nice, but it didn't have carpet and stuff in there. I guess it just makes it easier to clean, and the beds were like rollaways. But it had TVs. The one in Charlotte just recently, when we were there in July, put TVs in all the rooms, and Fire Sticks. So that is like super comforting because, for myself personally, I don't always want to be around other people. I'm a very like shy individual. I don't always want to put myself out there, and sometimes you just want to like lay back and watch TV for a while and relax. All of the Ronald McDonald houses have living rooms. Usually there's more than one, at least 2, 3, something like that, depending on how big it is. It's couches. Some of them can be closed off where you can shut the doors so you can have a private, you know, like with your family, or maybe you want to have a private conversation with somebody on the phone. They have that where you can watch TV. Now, the TV thing in the room is new, especially at the Ronald McDonald house in Charlotte. That's all new. The one in Winston-Salem does not have them as of yet, in the rooms. So you'd have to like go out to watch TV. You know, you could have your laptop, tablet, whatever like that. They in the rooms, they have a desk usually, a chair. They have stools. They have dressers, you know, closets, things like that. Each bathroom can be different too. You might have a bathroom that has just a shower, a bathroom that has a shower and a tub. I typically try to get one with a tub because I personally like baths, but not really because my children are still small, and so it's just easier that way. But they do have, now I will say that the Ronald McDonald house in Charlotte and in Winston-Salem have both accommodated a family of 5. From what I understand, that is the max though, on the rooms. But the one in Winston-Salem has bunk beds, and that's how they accommodate you. And then the one in the one in Charlotte it's kind of like an apartment. And I've spoke about that before. You know, it has a bedroom with like a full-size bed, queen-size bed. It has a living room with a pull-out couch, and sometimes it has a pull-out chair, which I had never seen that before. It's pretty good. Pull-out chair, or like a rollaway bed that you can put. There's like enough room in the bedrooms usually where we put the rollaway bed. For my daughter, she usually sleeps in the same area as us. It has a bathroom, the living room, you know, so it's set up a little bit differently, but both are comfortable, both are accommodating. They have pictures, you know, they have lamps, it's like the full thing. Each of them also usually give you, now the one in Charlotte, I guess the funds are different, so I have to say that because that does not change the way that you're treated from either one of the ones that I'm specifically talking about. I'm so sorry. So it just means that you might get a little bit more or a little bit less items, but never less like care or love. So the Ronald McDonald house in Winston-Salem, every time I go, they have on the sinks, they have like a little baggie, and it usually has a toothbrush for each person. I call them swish cups. You guys probably don't even call it swish, but you know, you wash your mouth out, or you put your mouthwash in it after you brush your teeth, swish it out, whatever. They have those. It has little like travel size deodorants, things like that, Q-tips maybe, toothbrushes, toothpaste. The one in Charlotte has the exact same thing that they give you. However, they also give you a Ronald McDonald house bag, which I wish I had one, but it's a 31 bag. It's great. I've used them as diaper bags. I use them still to like carry stuff in. They're like little tote purses. They're like square. They're fairly big, but they're not what I would consider a tote size. They zip up. They have pockets on the outside. Anyways, you get that. It comes with, so the stuff that I just listed is in the bathroom, you know, the toothpaste, all that stuff. And then you get that, and it comes with like a word puzzle book, a little paper binder, and some pens so you can take notes. It usually comes with like a travel cup. some chapstick, some Germex, some little things like that. Those are different. I can't speak on any other Ronald McDonald houses besides those two specifically. I don't think anything came with Greenville, but I could be wrong. It's been years, and it might be totally different now. They have laundry rooms, which are equipped with several different washers and dryers. The one in Winston-Salem has one on each floor, with a few here and there. The one in Charlotte has just one big one in the basement that has just all the way around the room is washers and dryers. And in the middle, I mean, they also have like a treadmill, a large treadmill, so you can walk while you're doing your laundry. They also have two couches and like a little play area in the laundry room, and a TV. And then they have like this big center thing, which the one in Winston-Salem also has this. It's like a big table. It's like made in there. It's like what I would call an island, and if it was in a kitchen, but it's very large. And under that is like all your soaps. Now, the thing with that is if you prefer to use your own special kind of laundry soap and stuff, obviously you can do that. This is like, in case you forget it, you don't have it, whatever. It's usually like the all free and clear, or the baby soap, what is it, Drift or something like that for babies. Stuff that, like won't irritate your skin that other people can use. They have that for you. They have an iron. So that's like where you fold your clothes and stuff. So they have all of this stuff to accommodate, like if you forgot, if it's an emergency appointment or visit, if you don't have it, they've got it. You need more, they've got it. Because I know personally from, personal experience, we've had to make a rush out there and stay, and you forget. And honestly, I can forget and plan ahead. I can be like, oh, in 3 weeks I've got to be there, and I still forget to pack something. Or we have a lot of emergency appointments, or we get out there even if it was planned and it ends up being way longer than it was supposed to, and obviously you don't bring enough. So those are all really nice things. They have playrooms for, I'd say, like younger children, but then I think little girls is a little bit different than boys. I think they play with certain things a little bit longer. They have like dolls and stuff in there. They have trains for boys. They have cars. They have coloring books. They have a TV. They have a vast variety of stuff. Then they have a teen room. Both of them do. They are different. The one in Charlotte has like a pool table, a big couch, some games. The one and it has like some foosball and like some arcade games. And it's in the basement, like right down from, it sounds creepy, but like it's super nice. It's like really well done. Down the hall from the laundry room. And then the one in Winston-Salem has a couch and a couple of like nice sitting chairs for like living room, like nice chairs. It has a table with chairs. It has some board games, and it has a TV with video games as well. So, and then it has, its playroom is actually, I think, better than the one in Charlotte, which is not usually the case. Like usually, like Charlotte has, bigger stuff, but this one I think is better because the playroom has a dollhouse in it, or like a playable dollhouse where you can go in, and like, so that is cool. They both have playgrounds. They all do. In fact, the one in, Greenville and in Cincinnati did too, so I would assume they all do, so that your kids can play. They have fully stocked pantries, fridges, freezers. They have pots, pans, dishes, everything that you can think of, so that like if you get back, so usually in the evening times, now this is not every night because it's really based on donations and like scheduling if people can volunteer to do it. And then but almost always dinner is served. Breakfast and lunch are kind of like grab and go, or like fend for yourself. But dinner is usually some sort of volunteer group. It might be the fire department that's local to them that's coming and doing it. It might be a church. It might be, a lot of times it's college students that are earning credits, or high school students. They come, they cook, and then you have like kind of like a family style meal. Now, the one in Winston-Salem pre-packages it. So they cook it and then they pre-package it for you. And then that's what you get to eat. The one in Charlotte serves you, like cafeteria style. So they're both hot, they're both ready, they're both whatever. There's just different. I guess the one in Winston is like making for sure that everybody gets some, And then the one in Charlotte serves you usually. They do the prepackaged occasionally, depending on what it is, but usually it's like cafeteria style. Now, the only thing with that is both ways, or no matter where you go, even in Cincinnati when we went there, they are portioned specifically, like kind of smaller portions, so that, you got to feed a lot of people. So you've got to make sure that everybody gets some. So you usually get like 1 scoop of something. But they have that. They have personal areas in the pantry, personal areas in fridges, and then in the big community freezer, you can like write your name on the items and your room number and put it in there, and then that's yours. Or there is community items in all of these places that you can just go in there and help yourself. And I think that that's great, because sometimes there's not enough food, or sometimes you have those people in any situation that grab and grab and grab, and then there's just not enough for everybody. It happens sometimes. It's not likely, but it does happen. So it's nice to be able to, you can make your own food, and they give you food to make in case you can't afford to buy your own food to make. But you can buy your own food to make if you would prefer to have something different than what they're having, or if you have dietary restrictions, you can do it. And then if you get in, you want to go see your baby or your child until visitation's over, and you don't get back till like 9:30, because I think visitation's usually about 9 o'clock. So you get at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and supper was served at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock. There may or may not be leftovers, or maybe you just want something hot and fresh. You can cook your own meal. So I think that's great that they offer that. They have several microwaves, several stoves, stuff like that. I've been in there and cooked along with other people cooking at their stations and stuff. I'm sure I'm going to forget stuff because there's just so much, and I've only wrote a couple of notes while I'm trying to do this. Each Ronald McDonald house that I personally experienced, which I believe they're all, I think that the point is to be close to the children's hospital. So far, all that I have personally experienced are within walking distance. The one in Greenville is not walking distance, but it's literally like a 10-minute drive. The other 3 that I've stayed at have been walking distance. You could literally see the hospital from like the window, and you can walk to it. Oh, at the hospital, they have a Ronald McDonald house. Ronald McDonald room, I guess is what it's called. It's a community room. It's more or less it looks kind of like a waiting room. You go in, it's got couches. You can sleep if you need to. It's got chairs, tables. Sometimes they have some games in there. And then they have like coffee and some little snacks. Like they have the macaroni cups, the ramen noodle cups, crackers, tea, stuff like that in there for you. If you need some, they usually have some kid drinks stuff too, because obviously not everybody has more than one child, but I would say probably the majority of people have more than one child, and they're going to be with them at some point or another, so there are some kid things in there too. They honestly are like one of the best charities that I have personally come across. I know that a lot of people donate when they think of hospitals, or they think of charities like this that's related to medically fragile children or sick children or stuff. They think about Shriners or St. Jude. And I just feel like this should also be up there with them, because those are great charities. I'm not saying that they aren't. I just feel like they get more publicized than this does. Now those are hospitals. They're not the same, I guess, because I guess Levine Children's Hospital would be more equivalent to what those are, because those are children's hospitals. But I believe that St. Jude also offers like housing through their, I could be wrong, I don't know. We had at one point recently reached out to St. Jude to see if we could do some testing with them, to kind of get some further knowledge for Braden, but they don't do like, I guess, exploratory testing. They do like, if he was to get tested somewhere else, find out he had something that they'd treat, then they would do it. As of right now, he pretty much goes all around what they treat, but we haven't hit one yet on the head. So, and then you guys all know with Shriners. I'm just answering this really super quick because I've had a couple people ask me about this recently, about St. Jude's and Shriners. So St. Jude's, we are all over the, here's the things that they treat, and here's the things that Braden has. You know what I mean? Like, we're barely missing, but we haven't hit one yet, so they don't treat it yet. And then, so with Shriners, we did start out with Shriners. He was seeing Shriners until he was 8, or right before he turned 8, which he's 9 now. So, and we just thought we weren't getting anywhere with treatment because he never had anything done or anything. So we ended up doing a second opinion at Levine because we were already seeing Levine. So we went ahead and done the Ortho Carolina. And a month later, he was in the hospital with the halo. So that's how fast that moved. And I'm not saying that Shriners... I'm not saying anything bad towards Shriners because I don't know the situation. I do know that we had tried to get a different doctor within Shriners and they wouldn't let us transfer out. Once you get the doctor, that's the doctor that you have. So I don't know. I'm not saying anything bad. I don't know what the situation was. I just know that the doctor that we have now saw that it was ready, like it was time. It was pretty severe. Now that is one thing that they did agree on, which kind of was sketchy to me. Right before COVID, like literally right before COVID, Braden's back was super bad. As you guys know, when he went into surgery, his top curve alone was 105 degrees. So his doctor was just discussing the halo, but they didn't discuss it well with me, so I wasn't really sure what that was, and Googling it myself was scary. If you guys have seen that or know what the halo is, it is actually very, very scary. It looks like a medieval torture device. It really does. And then if it's not thoroughly explained to you, it's terrifying, which even after it is, looking at it, honestly, is terrifying. But, so they wanted to do that, right? And then they were going to say that he was going to be doing that for months. So me and my husband were discussing, okay, well, we're just going to see how much it would be to possibly rent something down here for a while if we're going to be down here long term. My kids before COVID weren't in school. Braden was the only one who was in pre-K when this was going on. So, we were like, we'll just move, stay a little while if we can afford it, which that's, you know, a totally different ballgame. But anyways, so we kept going back and forth to appointments. We would travel all the way to Greenville, South Carolina, and the doctor never brought it up again. He did tell us that Braden's spinal cord and his spine were so close to touching, and obviously if that happens, you cannot undo it, and he would be paralyzed. And then we just stopped talking about it. He just didn't bring it up. We would go to appointments and he'd be like, and he would just see us and wouldn't do x-rays. We get x-rays every single appointment with the doctor that we have now, because even, I guess now because of rods, it changes it a little bit, but even before we got rods, he was like x-rays. Like every little thing that I have, this doctor does a CT scan, he does an x-ray. It's so important with the way that Braden's body is, and it's so touchy with possibly being paralyzed. But that doctor just didn't. He just wasn't. He would just go in and like check his vitals and be like, okay, you're good to go, and go home. Twice we went down there and he was there and he dismissed our appointment after we had got there. Maybe it's just a doctor thing. I don't know. It just didn't work out. He didn't do treatment. So we found a second opinion that we preferred. We stopped going to Shriners. That's a long story that wasn't necessary. But anyways, for the people that have asked me that, that's why we don't do Shriners anymore. I'm not saying that Shriners is not amazing, because I've had a lot of people tell me Shriners is supposed to be free. I say supposed to be because I didn't have to pay for appointments when Braden went, but I did have to pay for his cast. He did have a cast made at one point, but they never actually put him in it. So I was out the money for the cast that we didn't use. But that's a side note for another day, because I've really gotten off topic. But anyways, that kind of covers that. That's why we go where we go now. So if you want to donate to the Ronald McDonald House, it is a fabulous charity. You can do it in the easiest of ways, and I'm about to tell you. So pop tabs on soda cans, energy drinks, healthy drinks. Some of you know, if they got a pop tab, you can save them, you can donate them, and they raise the money from the pop tabs to pay for families like mine to stay the night. There is a $10 to $25 nightly fee that is asked but never forced. You never have to pay it if you don't have it. They just simply ask you, hey, would you like to donate a $10 or $25 a night charge? Yes, I would. No, I can't. I can only afford to pay you the $125. You know, I can only afford to pay you half of it, whatever. You don't have to pay anything. They don't they don't do that. It's like, it just helps. So when you donate stuff like that, and you can donate directly to me in my P.O. box, I'm going to drop it in the link. You can donate it straight to me, and then I'll take it to the Ronald McDonald houses that I use. You can donate it to the ones that are close to you. You can mail them in. You can, however you want to do that. Pop tabs, super easy, super simple. If you drink those type of things, which I think a lot of drinks come that way. It doesn't have to be just soda or energy drinks. And then the absolute easiest way to donate is, you know, I know that a lot of people said they don't like fast food, but there comes a time where you're tired and you just want to hit that fast food line and go home. If you go through McDonald's and you round up, you know, if it's $15.75 and you round up to $16, that extra 25 cents goes to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Okay, it's not that much, it's not taking a lot. And then if you're paying a $15 tab, when you pay with a 20 and you're able to donate the rest of that money, then that, you know, that goes to the Ronald McDonald House Charities too. There should be, when you go in to pay right in front of the cash registers, there should be a place where you can donate cash. In the drive-thru, there should be a little thing at the window where you pay, where you can donate money there. A couple pennies, a couple cents, a couple dollars, it all makes a difference. They also, you can Google just the Ronald McDonald House Charities website. You can find one that's close to you. You can look up the Ronald McDonald House of Greater Charlotte, the Ronald McDonald House of the Piedmont Triad. These are the ones that I personally use, have used, still use, will use for many years to come. You can go on their websites, on their Facebook pages. They post Amazon wish lists, Walmart wish lists, stuff like that. Stuff you can mail, stuff you can drop by. Again, I can take these things in. So, speaking of that, I am going to put my P.O. box in the description because it has been laid on me to help these people who have helped me. And between now and the 1st of January, we will be there 90% of the time that's left before New Year's, even after New Year's. But I know that this time of the year is the hardest on them because they have Thanksgiving, they have Christmas, they have New Year's, they have all these holidays and all these kids they've got to feed and take care of, and all their families. And then especially for Christmas, in the situation of mine, my whole family will be there because my kids don't have school. Braden has some really, really important appointments, so me and my husband both would like to be there. So, you know, that's extra people that they have to take care of. They do drives for Christmas for the hospital, and for the children that are there. So I want to, between now and December 1st, I want to take donations on December 1st for items that they could use. Toiletries, toothbrushes, toothpaste, maybe like the mini hairbrushes, feminine products, wipes, you know, like feminine wipes, men's wipes, wet wipes, diapers, unopened toys, stuffed animals, blankets, socks, jackets, food wise, like crackers, ramen noodles, mac and cheese, individual juices like Capri Suns, stuff like that. All of that stuff, paper towels, Kleenex, Germex, trash bags, Ziploc bags, to-go boxes, any of these things, gift cards for families for gas, maybe like a BP gas station $25 card. Maybe that's what gets them back and forth, you know, to the appointment home or whatever. So all of these things I will be taking up donations for. You can message me personally. You can see me and message me on Braden's page. It's on Facebook. It's Braden's Story CHD Awareness. It's on Facebook. I do have it linked. All of this stuff is linked, which I should go back and link it in the description. But you can find me there. You can email me. You can message me here. You can comment. You can reach out to me, or you can send stuff to the P.O. box. If you do send something to the P.O. box, I just ask that you maybe let me know in a message or a comment or something, just so that I know to be expecting it, because I do not have it set up to where it lets me know that something's coming, and it's not something that I always check because I got it. And unfortunately, I've only had like 1 or 2 things come through there, which is fine. But at the same time, like, I paid for it for 6 months. So I'm hoping that maybe, you know, this gets going. Another thing that I just thought of is like stuff that children or parents could use in the hospital: coloring books, crayons, things to keep busy, you know, maybe Play-Doh. For parents, like puzzle books, pens, paper, stuff like that. But anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I know it was a super long video, but I hope it was super like informative and everything. And I hope, if nothing else, you guys at least check out the Ronald McDonald House Charities.